Boss Cowboy Sports, where your voice matters.
Yeah, moving too bossy, we don't tread softly, but not flossy, the streets that taught me, moving too bossy, we don't tread softly, but not flossy, the streets that taught me, I'm just tryna get my nigga paid. We came from Section 8, and I knew I was at since the second grade. Man, I swear my time is coming, cause I'm never late. Came from broken homes and broken dreams to getting paid.
Boss Cowboys.
Your voice matters.
And it does. And it does. Yep. I see some, y'all. I see some. I see growth. I see growth. See, people that's been following this channel for a while know that one of the best things I do is investigate. I'm gonna give you sometimes some bad news as part of it, because you gotta talk about what's bad if you go correct it. But then sometimes you see things that's good, and I see some good, and I think we need good. I see growth, and we go talk about it. I'm gonna be breaking this down for a couple of days, because a lot of people go talk about these players, and that's okay. We all go do that. But I want to start from the top, the leadership. Real talk. Let's go, Boss Cowboy Sports.
Boss Cowboy Sports, where your voice matters.
No watch, no diamonds, no watch, good timing, yeah. New watch, no diamonds, no watch, good timing, yeah. Need no middleman, I'm the man to man, send it in. I like what I like, me, I know my rights is sipping in. I like having fun, I do what I want, it's what it is. For my son and son, for my daughters, yeah, it's for my twin. I work through the night, I do what I like, get a check, I go for the ride. I've been down the ride for the win, still move on the hush, never run for none. I face my fears, I just drop a 9 month to month, still from year to year. New watch, no diamonds, no watch, good timing, yeah. New watch, no diamonds, no watch, good timing, yeah. I'm sporty and rich, I'm sporty and rich, I'm sporty and rich. Do it again, again, again. I'm sporty and rich, I'm sporty and rich, I'm sporty and rich. Do it again, again, again. Get some checks, I invest and I spend a check. Spend a check, get it back, then I take a rest. Only race is the human, I take care of my skin. I was doing this as a rookie, now I'm up to vet. Set the trend, set the pace of play. I don't trip, but if I fall, bet I make a way. I take trips in the fall, watch the leaves change. I like to treat every day like it's my B-Day. No watch, no diamonds, no watch, good timing, yeah. New watch, no diamonds, no watch, good timing, yeah. I'm sporty and rich, I'm sporty and rich, I'm sporty and rich. Do it again, again, again. I'm sporty and rich, I'm sporty and rich, I'm sporty and rich. Do it again, again, again.
Welcome to Boss Cowboy Sports, where your voice matter.
Do it again, again, again.
And I need all the executives to have a seat.
Do it again, again, again.
All right, man. This is something I'm very excited to talk about. And I'm going to be breaking this down for maybe another couple of days, because I observed a lot. And people that know this channel know that I would say my best skill set is when I'm listening to interviews and I'm able to pick up on stuff that most people would miss. So, and stuff that's very relative to the Dallas Cowboys. So today I'm gonna be talking about some things that I've observed from the press conferences, and check this out. I like this comment. This is fun. My boy Steve say, "Have you recovered from the boxing match?" Oh yeah. It was a good debate. It was a fun debate. So, very entertaining, man. I think a lot of people had some fun on that one. But it also goes to show that you can have some people with good minds on totally different perspectives, and that's okay. It was more so about how we handled it. I think it was with class. It was fun. It was, but it was scrappy. And I would also say it's good to embrace debates. Some people hate debates because they don't want to, publicly maybe end up on the wrong side of it. Sometimes you do. And if you do, I think it's always best just to kind of quickly, especially, I think it's best to, if you see that you're wrong, I think it's just best to admit it versus trying to save face. So all that kind of stuff. So the good thing, especially when it comes down to the Zeke debate, that's going to play out where it matters most, on the grass, So the grass is going to tell the real story. And this, I agree with this too. He said the energy makes the show. The energy was fantastic, man. I really enjoyed it. So it was dope. It was real dope. So I don't see how you watched that and didn't enjoy it. It was just epic. But I wanted to get into some things I observed from the press conference, or the press conferences. Okay, the growth. And so I'm gonna go through some things that I just observed. I'm gonna kind of take it one by one and just kind of dissect it. I think it's real worth it because the more you know your organization, I think it prevents sometimes panic, right? Or it prevents you from falling for wee-woo. So I think it's good to look at it from all angles, right? So let's go ahead and kick it off, man. Just kind of get into it. Here we go.
Telegram. He talked about the risk of maybe losing your guy. Clearly, you guys probably had multiple guys that when you moved down that you could have picked, but the risk of potentially losing your guy by taking a chance to getting that extra pick. And Tyler, played mostly right tackle in college. He talked about his ability to move the left tackle here.
I'll take the first part and I'll let Mike take the right to left, or Will, however y'all want to do that. But yes, we had, when we made a conscientious look-see into it when we were fielding the trades, and it happened with Detroit that we were, going to have 4 players go, and certainly at that point, we had 5 players were going to get picked, and we had 4 up there we really liked, and so we felt good about making the trade. Now it's tense, waiting. And there's no question you're taking some risks there. You're believing in your board and you're having patience. And certainly that paid off for us. And we were wanting to accomplish certainly with some of the good offensive linemen that we felt were worthy, of a first round pick. It was great to get that done and pick up a pick, which we were really wanting to do in this particular draft because where it has depth and where we think we can get good players.
Yeah. So the beautiful thing, and this is the obvious, this is going to be the easiest one. Moving down was something that most of us, when we played with the simulators, most of us saw pretty quickly that if you didn't move down, you likely wasn't going to be able to build like you could. Yeah. And you don't ever have to worry about this. My boy Marcus said this. You don't ever have to worry about this with me. He said, just don't be a front office apologist, boss. Continue to call it like it is, big bro. You don't ever have to worry about that with me. Ever. You would never see me Goldilocks. I call that Goldilocks. You don't have to worry about that. See, because this is the deal. And I realized this because I've always been somebody that's very serious about solving problems, and I call out things that I see. Sometimes I think people on the channel almost start looking at me like a, I guess, freedom fighter or somebody that was, you know, always going that front office. And that's not me. I'm somebody that's focused on the facts and the truth. So wherever it leads me, that's where I go. Because right now would actually be the time to where the crowd would want me to be negative. I would grow a whole lot more if I was placating to the angry mob. I promise you that. There's a lot of people been very mad at front office. Very mad. So this would have been a year to play to that. If it was about growth. If it was about me. So, but the truth is, if I'm telling the truth, I was the person saying when you wasn't hardly hearing it anywhere, that they actually was all in and they was very clear about it. And if you listen exactly to what he said, his major all-in statement was, we will not be drafting for the future. And he said, that should tell you a lot. He said, this year, we will not be drafting for the future. So that was clearly saying at some point in the past, you was aggressively drafting for the future. Now, everybody took them out of context. Everybody started saying they were saying that they was finna be aggressive in free agency. That never was the case. The aggression, it was a different type of aggression. It was aggressively betting on your young guys. I'm gonna prove that tomorrow. Okay, I ain't gonna talk about that today because the show would be too long. So y'all don't ever have to worry about me saying whatever I need to say in order for this team to win. You don't ever have to worry about that with me. Ever. You would never see me placating. You would never see me Goldilocksing. You would never see me pandering to the Joneses. And guess who else I ain't gonna pander to? You. No. I'm never gonna even pander to you. Cause that's the also threat. Cause I'm thinking I'm gonna talk about that Goldilocks on Sunday. I've been wanting to talk about that for a minute. I'm gonna get into the details of what Goldilocksing really is. And it's a lot of y'all getting played by people that's Goldilocksing you. They Goldilocksing, they pandering to you big time. They pander to you all the time. And a lot of us fall for it. We fall for it bad. Eastside Herald, I'm actually very glad Tank Dell is okay. I really am. I like Tank Dell. I liked him. He graduated from the University of Houston. I'm very happy for that. So the next clip is gonna start getting heavier into, but I want to talk about that move down because the first thing I want to say in terms of growth that I saw, that I was happy that I saw, was their willingness to move down. Because I started noticing early in the first round that it was a lot of defense coming off the board. And if y'all go check out one of my videos, you'll see I was saying it very early. I was saying, and I said way before they did it, I said, man, the Dallas Cowboys are in a wonderful position to move down. Why? Because there was a lot of offensive tackles still sitting there, and there was a lot of defense that came off the board first. So it was almost impossible not to get the guy you wanted if you wanted to build your offensive line. I didn't think they was gonna do it though. I said myself, this would be a perfect time to move down, but I didn't think they was gonna do it. But the fact that they said that they was fielding multiple calls to go get that pick, targeting the mid rounds where they also saw, like what we saw, the majority of the talent in this draft was between round 2 and round 3. And they had the courage to do it. And it showed growth. It was smart. And we came out better. So the next part that I noticed as I was just kind of listening to the press conferences and kind of hearing them out on their strategy is they was very intentional at doing what was very smart. So let me play this. This is also from day one, and we go talk about it.
Would it be fair to say your objectives going into tonight were to address the offensive line and to pick up an additional pick if you could? And if that was your objective, just the patience and discipline to be able to do that when you're at 24 to get that accomplished?
You'd like to think, from my perspective.
Who was that breathing? Was that? Whew. God, hold on. Listen to this breathing.
Your objectives going into tonight were to address the offensive line and to pick up an additional pick if you could. And if that was your objective, just the patience and discipline to be able to do that when you're at 24 to get that accomplished.
You'd like to think, from my perspective, that with the depth and the offensive line for the draft, that you could, in my view, this is just me, that you could narrow the difference between the top players and the other players, which if you can, and be satisfied that you can be a little patient, then you can pick up and lower.
Was that Jerry? Y'all said that was Jerry. Hold on, I'm rewind it because I'm sorry y'all gonna listen to this again, but I gotta see who that was, man. Somebody was breathing loud. Let me look and see if that was Jerry.
Would it be fair to say your objectives going into tonight were to address the offensive line?
That ain't Jerry.
And to pick up an additional pick if you could. And if that was your objective, just the patience and discipline to be able to
Y'all tripping, that ain't Jerry.
do that when you're at 24 to get that accomplished.
Man, somebody, man, need to go to the doctor.
You'd like to think, from my perspective, that with the depth and the offensive line.
This is very important what he's saying. Because, see, remember, this is day one. So you can, now remember, they didn't know they was going to have a haul. They didn't. They was just kind of giving a strategy of what they was thinking. And I'm going to get into that. And to me, this showed growth. I'm going to talk about it. But remember, he talked about the depth at offensive line. Now, we all knew it was depth, but it was about what was their thought processes they was preparing to go into day 2 and day 3. Listen.
For the draft, that you could, in my view, this is just me, that you could narrow the difference.
That might be Jerry. I think that is Jerry.
Between the top players and the other players, which if you can, and be satisfied that you can be a little patient, then you can pick up in lower rounds possibly a player that could do the same thing for you. Biotic, 4th round pick, Pro Bowler last year. So you can get, then that's 4th round pick. Now obviously everybody's juicy about the tops, but if you could do that when you're lacking 4th round pick, so that you could pick up a pick, then you're in a position to trade down and yet still accomplish what you'd like to do with a deep draft in the offensive line, and if you will, need. And so that's a perspective, but that did work for us there.
Can you talk this?
What's up, Bird, man? Hold on real quick. My brother in the house, man. This is one of my big brothers, man. Played for the Chargers, All-Pro. One of the biggest dogs I ever played with in my life. I think he had 400 tackles in a year. And I mean this. I probably never in my life saw somebody hit people as hard as my boy right here, Bird, man. Hannick. So what's up, Hannick? Good to see you. And also, bro, thank you for the consistent text you send me, bro. I appreciate it. Don't stop encouraging. I really appreciate that, bro. Just, I'm glad we reconnected. But see, this was day one, right? So what's up, Big Santana? This was day one. So we all know what happened after day one, right? So hindsight is 2020, but remember they was attacking this from foresight. They was showing maturity. They was showing growth, because what they was doing, if you pay attention, they was keeping first things first. The trenches. They had their mind the entire time, because see, they didn't draft Cooper yet. They didn't draft him yet. But what they was clearly saying is that in a deep offensive line, rare class, that they was doing what most of us always hear is first. So all of us that go to the barbershops, we always hear this from some old head in the barbershop. You win these football games in the trenches. And even though it was a lot of sexiness going on at receiver, it was a lot of sexiness going on even at running back, they was focused on what was most important and will always be most important. This draft was truly a rare draft of offensive line talent. It was completely rare. It was a draft to where you had about 11 tackles with first round to early second round grades. So they had to make a choice. They could have went with the 1 year need or a 4-year player. They could have went with a 1 year need or a 4-year player. Because I remember me and landlord was debating that's what was kind of tripping me up at the beginning of the draft. When we first started getting in the draft, and I was looking at them tackles and I was saying, it's so hard to pass up on a first round tackle at the bottom of the draft. Do you know the last time a top first round tackle was at the bottom of the draft? The last time that happened was Ryan Ramczyk for the Saints. For whatever reason, he slipped. Dallas had a chance to get him. They picked Taco. Now everybody talk about TJ Watt, but people forgot Rand Ramczyk was also in that draft. And he went 2 spots after Taco was picked. I'm going to say this. I don't think we might ever see a draft this deep again at both tackle and guard. And the Dallas Cowboys kept. Yeah. See, this is my boy. And this was the dilemma they was in. He said, tomorrow not promise, win now mode. You feel me? Right. See, that was the dilemma that they was facing. Do you get aggressive at receivers, or do you go with what you might not see again? Do you go aggressive with running back, or do you go with something that I would say a 10-year plan? And listening to them, they went with the responsible thing, the trenches. They stayed out of the beauty and the sexiness, and and they said, if we gotta band-aid these other positions like running back, we rather do that and keep what we currently have at receiver than to pass up on something that can actually last us 10 years. Because also let's use our common sense. When it comes down to even paying, let's say, your offensive line, which group have the longest careers in the NFL? Which guys would you feel comfortable restructuring if you need to and not worrying about it because of the lifespan of the group? What group can play and you can feel confident can play sometimes into their mid-30s? So we talking about a real 10-year plan that they stayed focused on what was first. O-line. And I got to give them props, for real. So then I listened to day 3. And so then when you listen to day 3, they talk about it even more. Here we go.
This was a good year for us to zero in on that offensive line, and it was a good conceptual thought, but it fell to where we could do that as well. So that's reflected in our group. So
that's what they did. See, they telling you, because you could see the thought on day 1 before they did it, because you heard him say it. He said, this is a big year for offensive line. So the whole idea was for them to be able to load up on a once-in-a-lifetime draft. And when I think about it, and when I sit back and I listen to all the interviews and I put it together, I gotta say, it showed growth to me. Yeah. They showed growth to me. And it was smart. It's gonna pay off in a lot of ways. Because I know we wanted a receiver, but you could also improve your current receivers with better protection. You can improve your current running backs with better push. they really did put first things first. Now, some people don't like to hear this from me because they want me to be mad or they want to stay mad. And we should be mad after Green Bay. We should be mad. But at some point, I really do know when they do what most of us say is first, which is build your trenches, I can't stay mad. You know? Yeah. And this is a very good thought. This is a very good thought. Mike McCarthy did say on a 1-year deal. They did. And Zim. Yeah, Zim shows some stay too. So, like, when I look at what they did and focused on, the Dallas Cowboys did good. Extremely good. You know, you got rid of Tyron Smith. You got a left tackle. But on top of that, they answered all the questions. So anybody that was concerned about him going from right to left, you really shouldn't have concerns anymore if you really listen to what the strategy is and was when they was targeting Tyler. Now, this is another thing about Tyler that I wanted everybody to get ready for. Obviously, he gonna go through some growing pains, but I would bet that he will have a trajectory that was similar to Steele. If y'all remember Steele, when he was a rookie, his first 8 games was because Lyle Collins couldn't play, right? And he had to play. He was thrown out there as a rookie. And that first 8 games was but them reps kept helping him. And by week 9, he started to turn the corner. Now, was he as good as what he became in year 2?
Oh, hell no.
But you could see him growing. I would expect that out of Tyler. I'm not going to expect him to be somebody that instant hit. Because even our favorite Tyler Smith, you could see he was taking some rookie lumps. Now, he had a hard road. He was thrown out there to left tackle when he had nothing but training camp reps at left guard. And on top of that, he had a hurt ankle. And he had to start at the left tackle in an emergency situation. So he didn't have the training that Tyler Guyton is going to have. Tyler Guyton is getting ready to have the best training money could ever buy. Going against Sam Williams every day. Going against Micah Parsons every day. Going against Tank every day. Is go fully prepare him for the season. Because there's not going to be anybody that he's going to go against. Anybody that he's going to go against. That's going to be as fast as Micah. And it's going to be very few people that he's going to go against that's as technically sound in counter moves and hand fighting as Tank. He go get whooped too. I'm already expecting that he go get whooped. But we gonna have to chill. We gonna have to just kind of know this is part of the process. You got to get whooped. He gonna have to get used to that NFL speed. It's gonna be some embarrassing film on him. Just get ready. Just know this gonna happen. But in my opinion, we gotta also know that he needs it and is preparing him. You know, so I already made the case on him. I ain't got to talk about that. So then, you know, looking at obviously what happened with Cooper. So Rome had the comment, in my opinion, of the draft, which also sums up what they was basically doing and the strategy that they had. So, like they said, and he was clear on day one. He said on day one, we want to attack the rich part of the draft, which was your offensive line. They said that day one. And who did he use as an example of somebody being a value steal? And he was. He used Tyler Biadasz. Because Tyler Biadasz was actually a value steal. The Dallas Cowboy fans really never liked him. They never really took to him. But he was greatly a steal. Like, a lot of people still don't know that Tyler Biadasz had a first-round grade on him when he was a junior. A lot of people still don't know that. Todd McShay had a first-round grade on him. Yeah. But what happened is his senior year, he hurt his hip and his shoulder. He played through it, but he also had surgery late. So he was being drafted after having surgery at the end of the season. That dropped his grade to the scouts. But the talent was a first round guy. I'm talking about Tyler Biadasz. That's why when he played, even as a rookie, he was on the all rookie team. A lot of people forgot about that. He was on the all rookie team. And you can't be garbage if you making Pro Bowls. You can't. So, but remember, Jerry used him as an example of what they was trying to do. He said, we are attacking the depth of the draft.
Mike, on BB, we're looking at him at center. What are the traits that you see in him that I think you had Dietrich Smith maybe make a move from tackle to center in Green Bay? What are the traits that you see in him that you say, okay, he can play some center for you?
Well, I think if you just, I know my particular process, you start watching the film and hear, our scouts talk about him, and then, and going through the whole, month worth of meetings. And I mean, I don't know how much film you've seen on him. I mean, this guy's
Mike McCarthy said, I don't know how much film you've seen on him. Hold on real quick. I see that big old super chat. My boy dropped 20 on him. I appreciate that, big dog. I'm going to shut up when boys drop 20. Hold on real quick. If you want me to shut up and take it immediately, drop 20. My boy, Mr. Rice said, he said, so boss, we get my big boy BB. I've been getting hard for him pre-draft. We drafted an identity, which is power. Old school style of football shouldn't be forgotten. Ground and pound. Zeke is built for this style, a complete back. That's so underrated what you said. And that was part of the debate yesterday that I do know that Big agreed with us because he admitted it. That's why I know, debates are good because sometimes people make points that'll make you come around. Because I asked him, I said, and he said, I said, what kind of backs did Schottenheimer use his entire time? And he said, power backs. What power back is better than Zeke right now in the league? For real. Especially if you put a lead block in front of him. Oh my God. We might see the second coming of beast mode. I'm serious too. Nah, CMC is not a power back. He not. CMC good, but he not a power back. I'm talking about them physical backs, like them beast mode backs. See, that's all Seattle had. That's all they had. They didn't have no speed backs. Derrick Henry, yeah, that's definitely a power back. Absolutely. Absolutely. Definitely a power back. But it ain't that many. It ain't that many. Especially that can catch. See, because that's one thing yesterday, because Big did make a point. He said Pittsburgh had a bottom-ranked defense, right? He said, so that is actually not the tape to show. I totally disagree. Why? Because if you actually go look at the tape of Pittsburgh, the highlight of what he was doing, I'm talking about Zeke, was actually not the running. It was them throwing it to him. So that wasn't a tape to look at to even just judge his running ability, even though he displayed it. The thing that stood out was the fact that New England was using Zeke in a way the Cowboys should have been using him. They was throwing to him a lot that game. I think, and see the OC is the one that turned me on to it, because see, this is how it all came together. Y'all saw what happened with the OC where he changed. So I talked to him that day. I said, bro, what games did you watch? And he said, I watched the Giants, I watched the Raiders, I watched the Jets, I watched both of them, and then I watched Pitt. He said, and watching those games, I saw a dimension in them that wasn't used. He said, so what I saw in the Pitt game was them throwing it out a lot. He said, so that's something that I will want us to cut up so we can show how they was throwing it to him. So I didn't pick Pittsburgh to make Zeke look good. I picked Pittsburgh because the OC was like, I want to show how he's catching. That's why I picked that game. And then the OC was like, another game that I focused on, I want to see him versus a good defense. So I watched the Jets, some people that can really stop the run. And he said, after I saw how he was running on the Jets, how I saw how he was catching on Pittsburgh, and when I saw the speed that he displayed versus the Raiders, I was ready to recant my statement. That's how the film session came about. I didn't pick those games. The OC picked those games. That's the truth. So, but you right. You right. And I'm expecting some big things out of Zeke. I think Zeke, unless he just fall off a cliff between now and the season, if he show what he did last year, man, boy, it's finna be dope. But let me go back to what I was saying, because I'm gonna do another film session too, man. I'm gonna do another film session because it was very, very frustrating. I'm being all the way honest, to watch Pitt use him how Dallas should have been using Zeke. They should have been using Zeke like that. He said run, catch, block, make you miss, bro. And then you putting them out there with corners in space. Oh my God, bro. The days of just running them up the A gap and power yards and tough yards, man. Come on, Dallas. You got to show some creativity, man. And this is the thing. New England put it on tape. So if you can't look at them, the stream crashed. Is the stream okay? My boy say the stream crashed. Y'all let me know if the stream is okay. Is the stream okay? Let me sit back. Y'all let me know. I'll wait and see before I keep going. The stream okay? Okay, they say I'm good. All right. So y'all look for a film session, because we actually did a real good conceptual film session before. During the days, they was not at all throwing it to Zeke nor Pollard, right? And so we go do a side by side. I'm gonna do a side by side. I'm gonna say, listen, look how New England used them. I'm talking about they used the full Zeke. The full Zeke. They used his hands, they used his legs, they used everything about him. You know? And then I'm gonna show you how we used half of Zeke. But if we have some vision, we should totally take what New England did. New England even split them out to get him in space. When have you ever seen Zeke split out with Dallas in a serious way to where they was going to use him like New England did? You ain't never seen it in your life. But let me go back to that BB comment real quick and break it down. But going back to Mike McCarthy, say, have you watched him? Hold on real quick. Listen.
Worth of meetings, and I mean, I don't know how much film you've seen on him. I mean, this guy,
I don't know how much film you like. When he said it like that, he basically said, man, this dude a dog. I don't know how much you've been paying attention, but
month worth of meetings, and I mean, I don't know how much film you've seen on him. I mean, this guy's a hell of an interior football player, and I know he's played every position at K-State. So the contact balance, the footwork, I don't recall another lineman in the draft dumping as many defenders on the ground as the footwork. I don't recall another lineman in the draft dumping as many defenders on the ground. I don't recall another lineman in the draft dumping as many defenders. I don't recall another lineman in the draft dumping as many. I don't recall another lineman in the draft dumping as many defenders on the ground as Cooper. So I don't recall another lineman in the draft dumping as many defenders on the ground as. I don't recall another lineman in the draft dumping as many defenders on. I don't recall another lineman in the draft dumping as many. I don't recall another lineman in the draft dumping as many defenders on the ground as Cooper. So I don't recall another lineman in the draft dumping as many defenders on the ground as Cooper. So I just love his play style, and then our scouts do a tremendous job of getting to know these young men and seeing how they're wired, and you get a lot of postseason information, and everybody you talk to thinks it's a no-brainer for him to go in there and play full time, because he has played center in his college career. So I just think he's an excellent fit, but I love his play style, and that's where it starts, and we can't have enough of those types of players on our team.
Nah, I should say, did we crash? Nah, that was me. I was highlighting what Mike McCarthy said. I kept running it back over and over. Because, like I say, man, a lot of people be missing some important details. You know what I'm saying? They be missing them. Yeah, So, when you get a player that say, I love to dirt people. Oh, my God. And you got Mike McCarthy over here saying, man, I don't know, out of all the tape I watched, did I see anybody even close to putting people in the ground like him. Hold on real quick, man. Y'all blessed today. They coming with that money. Man, I sure appreciate it, man. Coach Marv. Good to see you, Coach Marv. Always. He said, boss, biggest asset to this running back room would be Zeke experience on how to be a tough, technical running back to show these young running backs. Zeke will make Rico and Deuce better running backs like he made TP. Yes, I definitely agree. And Coach Marv, if I want to add to also what you're saying, I think Zeke and his toughness also make your stars better. I think Zeke make your stars better too. I think Zeke make your stars better because we both know that in certain games, some people on the defense was checking themselves out. when you see somebody like Zeke who willing to play on a hyperextended knee and finish the game, he leave your stars without excuses. This is another fire super chat. My boy say, Kellen Moore was bad for Zeke. Coaching matters for running back as well as, and thank you for bringing light back to the running back talk. Yeah. And see, this is another reason why I got to be honest. And see, let me tell y'all something, man. How many times have the Dallas Cowboys been behind the trend? This time they are ahead of the trend. Think about it. See, when everybody else still trying to run to the passing lead and trying to run to be like these other teams, do y'all remember what Mike Marks said he would do in the modern NFL? Do y'all remember what he said? Mike Marks. He said, I've been watching the NFL over the last 10 years, and these linebackers have gotten smaller and smaller. Obviously, they've been adjusting to the tight end mismatch as well as the passing trend of the NFL. And he said, I would get an H-back and I would splatter them little dudes. Do y'all remember that? And I was over here like, Dallas, why don't you do that? Why you gotta try to copy off teams in a passing league? Why don't you stay with what always had you great, which was bully ball, offensive line, and bullying people? And with Mike McCarthy last year and Kellen Moore, it looked like they was too freaking pass happy and sexy.
You want answers?
And it looked like this time, I'm just being all the way honest. It looked like this time the Dallas Cowboys got ahead of the trend. Did you look at the teams that was in the playoffs? What was the common denominator of most of the teams in the playoffs this year? Even Kansas City. Because I know a lot of people want to give Mahomes all the credit. But if you really look at what Kansas City was really doing, they was running the ball.
You want answers? You can't handle the truth.
Why did Detroit go so far? They was running the ball. What was San Fran doing? They was running the ball. When Philly actually got to the Super Bowl, they was running the ball with their running back Hurts. What was Green Bay doing on Dallas? They was running the ball.
You can't handle the truth.
And Dallas got ahead of the curve this time. Thank you, Dallas. Now, I know some people want me to be mad because I know. Sometimes, because I was very mad at Kellen Moore and I was going at him hard. I was not playing no games. I was going at him with everything I had.
You want answers?
I was going at him. I was trying to take his head off.
You can't handle the truth.
I was trying to, I was trying to take his whole neck off. I couldn't stand him. I hated the way we had no identity whatsoever. So I know my channel was built on anger. But when your front office is showing you some things, sometimes you gotta give some good news. Icy say, I still hate that man. The question is Mike McCarthy go actually run the ball? I say this, I don't want him to run the ball the early parts of the season. I don't. I want them to do exactly what they was doing. I want them to run this offense through CeeDee Lamb and Dak. And I want them to start ramping up that running game end of November, December. Majorly. I want them as much as possible to keep Zeke and them ready to go for the playoffs. When it's gonna get cold, when you might have to play in some snow, you might have to play in old ugly Philly. I don't know where we go play. But the one thing that travel more than anything and better than anything is the run game. Miami was so sexy, wasn't it? They was a track team. Wasn't they? Ran up on Kansas City, committed to running the ball, got slapped right in their mouth. And this is the reason why I want them to also to run the offense through CD and Dak on the early parts. I want you to think that we are a passing team. I want y'all to think that. I want you to think, yeah, Dallas is a passing team. And I want all your scouts to be reporting, yeah, Dallas loves to pass the ball under that West Coast. They pass to run. I want that to be the narrative about Dallas all the way to December. And then all of a sudden in December, I want to see some smashing. So let me give you a couple other reasons why I'm excited. Because then, I ain't gotta play this, but I'm gonna play this.
Cooper likes to dirt people. I read last night, whatever that means. Likes to dirt people. I read last night, whatever that means. Cooper likes to dirt people. I read last night, whatever that means. Cooper likes to dirt people. I read last night, whatever that means.
You don't know what that means?
Cooper likes to dirt people. I read last night. Cooper likes to dirt people. I read last night. Cooper likes to dirt people. I read last night. Whatever that means. I'm glad he's doing it for us. With his ability to play the guard position. I mean, he's played all over there and also snapped. So that ability and that demeanor, bringing that to the team, is something that we wanted to do. Nealon, we talked about him the other day about how hard and fast and physical he plays. The athleticism plus the intelligence, adding that to our group.
It was one pick that I didn't like. It's starting to grow on me, especially when I listen to the logic and I listen to what they're thinking, right? Because I ain't gonna never lie to y'all. I ain't gonna pander to y'all. I ain't gonna never do that. I didn't like the Nathan Thomas pick. I did not, man. I looked at his tackle tape and I was like, oh my God, bro. But the pick is starting to grow on me. Because the one thing that I saw, just keeping it real, I said, this dude, he go have to play guard. But I didn't see this push that I've been hearing about. Not from what I've watched. But I'm going to keep watching because they are speaking so high of him. And then, because what I wanted them to do, I'm being all the way honest. And I said this in the draft show. Because Chris Jones was sitting there for a minute. Do y'all remember that? Y'all remember that? And we was debating it. I was like, man, Chris Jones sitting there, bro. Sometimes you got to get these dudes and stash them. You don't pass up on Chris Jones, bro. The only reason Chris Jones was so low is because he was probably in the deepest draft class or the deepest draft tackle class in 100 years. And it's like, in a normal draft class, Chris Jones is a second rounder at worst. Yeah, man. I see y'all super chats. I see you, Smoke. I'm going to take that super chat in a minute because I at least got to hit my button one time. But I can't divorce the logic. I can't divorce the logic. The logic that I said for Tyler Guyton, for Tyler Smith, for Awesome Richards, for TJ Bass, also still applies to Nathan. The same logic. That even though you might be drafted as a seed, it's still about the ground that you're being planted in.
Nate Thomas, like Jerry said, this is when you look at the drafts, every year we go in and talk about the strengths and the weaknesses of the draft. This is one of the stronger offensive lineman drafts that has been in a long time. And so, a player that has been in a long time, lineman drafts that has been in a long time, stronger offensive lineman drafts that has been in a long time, stronger offensive lineman drafts that has been in a long time, and stronger offensive lineman drafts that has been in a long time. And so, a player of this caliber that moves people and does things.
They say the stream ended. Let me check, bro. What's going on with the stream? Because the stream ain't showing no problems on my end. Let me go look at this. See what's going on with the stream. Y'all give me a second. Is the stream okay? Because I'm seeing some people say that. I keep seeing people say that the stream going out. Y'all give me 1 second. I'm double checking. Okay. Y'all just give me 1 second. All right, I got the stream in front of me. All right. I'm looking at it now. All right. Yeah. Some people saying it's fine. Some of y'all saying okay. Now, I was replaying that clip. That was me replaying that clip. Because I was showing Will McClay's thought of the draft. That's what I was trying to highlight. Is his thought on the draft and their strategy. Okay. So his thought and his strategy, what they was doing is they was basically attacking a very deep draft.
at the NFL level with his size, is his ability to bend, be able to play inside now. That's been in a long time, and stronger offensive lineman drafts that has been in a long time. And this is the draft. This is one of the stronger offensive lineman drafts that has been in a long time. This is the draft. This is one of the stronger offensive lineman drafts that has been in a long time. And so, you know, a player of this caliber that moves people and does things at the NFL level with his size, is his ability to bend, be able to play inside and outside, that makes it attractive and makes it for a competitive room.
So it's clear what they was doing. They had a clear strategy, in my opinion, to attack the draft where it was strong. Very sound, very smart, very fundamental, and I think we should clap it up. Good job. Because when they get it wrong, or if I think they getting it wrong, y'all know what I'm gonna do. Y'all know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go right at them. Who else do you hear talking about bastards versus sons? Huh? Who else go right at the treatment of free agents? Huh? Who consistently talks about it? You ain't got to worry about if I'm a pander to them dudes. I'm never gonna do that. Never. But I'm also balanced. So if they get it right and they deserve a round of applause, I'm gonna give it to them. Because I ain't no channel that just committed to being a crybaby. I'm committed to facts and truth. And if I'm seeing them get it right, you gonna see me just as excited as I'm mad about when they getting it wrong. And I think you should be that way. This is not a channel that's just built on busting up the front office. No. I'm seeing them move in some ways that I like right now. Now, do I like everything? No, because I still think you need to take care of them shoes. And I think you playing with some shoes and you need to go ahead and get them shoes out the way. I don't like your shoe playing. Hate it.
Is it the shoes?
And I'm going to be watching this all season, all the way up to the trade deadline. I'm still keeping my eye on them shoes. And that's the main reason I dropped their grade. Because I want them to get a veteran DT. I don't believe in no rookie DT coming in to be a hero. And I'm going to tell you straight up. But when they getting it right, I'm going to tell you straight up.
Is it the shoes? Boom shakalaka!
Only the old heads know about that. Only the old heads know about that. All right. It's some other areas I saw some growth that I want to highlight. All right. It's some other areas. And I'm almost certain this went by some people's head. I'm going to go ahead and clap it up for them now. NBA Jam. See, boys don't know about that, Matt. Boys don't know about that NBA. Boy, that was one of the dopest games ever. Is it the shoes? Boom shakalaka. Boy, that game was dope. Man, boy, we used to get at it with that boy, that NBA Jam, boy. He's on fire. Is it the shoes? Game go forever be dope. Man, we used to gamble so hard on that game. Woo-wee! Boy, we had some dog fights on that game. All right. This is where I saw some major growth in the Dallas Cowboys. Some major growth, and I'm almost certain this went over most people's head. When y'all hear this, I don't see how you don't get excited about potential new changes with the Dallas Cowboys. I want y'all to really listen to this. Listen.
Well, you got to roll this thing, and got to watch got to watch the temptation to, with some of the issues where you can get real heavy. The one great thing about all these young guys is availability. They're available. Now, they may not be. The one great thing about all these young guys is availability. They're available. Now, they may not be ready. The one great thing about all these young guys is availability. They're available. Now, they may. The one great thing about all these young guys is availability. They're available. Now, they may not be ready talent-wise, but they're available. They don't have down times, the injuries that you have later on. So these are all pluses. I guess sum this up. This fits in real nicely with the overall thought of how we get better, how we go forward. Nicely with the overall thought of how we get better, how we go forward. And overall thought of how we get better, how we go forward, and hopefully continue, in my mind, real success in the regular season and while addressing how to get better in the playoffs.
That don't sound like a shift in strategy. It don't sound like they had a talk about return on investment. What do we all say going into the draft? Yeah, they gonna get Brooks. Because in round 2 is where they always take a chance on the hurt guy. We know the Dallas Cowboys. They showed growth. See, because I grew tired. I'm keeping it real. I grew tired of it. Y'all saw me have some debates on this show. I had some debates. Yeah. Should we go with Latu if he fall? I was like,
Oh, hell no!
but he's so good, boss. How could you pass up on talent like that, boss? How could you put Chop over him, boss? What did I put? See, because I post my ranks before the draft. So it's no doubt where I stood in the draft. I don't want you to question. I don't flip my list around after the draft. I post it before the draft. My stuff is time stamped April 25th before the draft. Boss, are you crazy? Why did you do that? Because I was sick and tired of these gambles not paying off for the Dallas Cowboys. I was sick of it. But boss, what do you mean? You have Peyton Wilson so low. Boss, are you crazy? Come on, you're smarter than this. Injury concern. I'm sick of it. I was dead sick of it. Because we've seen this so many times. Oh, we smart. We're going to get this guy who our doctor did the surgery. So we have inside information. We think we're going to be able to take this nerve damage and we're going to be able to restore him back to what he was. Oh, yeah, everybody else was taking this guy off the board. But hey, we're smart. We're going to keep this guy and we think it's going to work out. hey, this other guy had a bunch of concerns, but he's an athlete. But we take these precious rounds and we put them and we take risk with it. This other guy had all the traits and have all the traits, but it looked like he started taking his clues from another guy. And he looked like when this guy got hurt with a similar injury, it almost took the sting out of the guy. That, man, how many strikeouts we was going to have before we figured it out? And I was over here thinking, Dallas, please just stop the gambles. And guess what your Dallas Cowboys did? They stopped the gambles. But Wilson, boss, he is Luke Kuechly, boss. Come on.
Oh, hell no.
I'm cool. I mean, how many times we go strike out before we figure out, hey, man, maybe I shouldn't be in the business of gambling? How many times we go lose our money before we figure out, maybe I shouldn't be in the business of gambling? Yeah, even Sean Lee. We love Sean Lee. Like, we all love Sean Lee. Like Sean Lee was the dog. When he played, nobody doubted he was a dog, but it was the same thing with him, man. When he played, he was outstanding. When LVE could play and he was healthy and not gun shy, he was doing his thing. When Jalen Smith was playing, he was doing good, but he was also gimpy. Stop gambling. And the Dallas Cowboys said this year, we truly focusing on availability. We focusing on it. We ain't playing with it no more. I see you, Super Chat. I'm going to take your Super Chat. So, like, I know we want to be mad. I know some people still mad about running back and all of that. But when you see me post before the draft, I'm sick of this, bro. I'm sick of the injury. Listen, let me tell everybody and make it clear why I got Wilson so low. And it looked like they was just like me. I don't want Wilson either. Ooh, thank you, Dallas. Thank you. Now, we all know Wilson can play. Nobody's saying he can't play. But I was like, man, I'm just sick of the gambling. Just give me some available players this time. Stop taking these risks. Like, yeah, man, I'm sick of the risk. I'm sick of us striking out and then giving these dudes 4 years to pan out. And it ended up being that with most of them that we actually wasted 4 years. Why don't you give me maybe a little bit less, but available? And your Cowboys did it. You telling me I can't say they show growth and changes? Let me hit a flame for my Dallas Cowboys. Let me hit a flame for y'all.
Yoga fire.
Dracarys.
I'm seeing some growth and changes. Because all of us was over here like, oh, yeah, we know what they're going to do in round 2. We already know what they're going to do. They're going to get the hurt guy. They're going to get Brooks. Oh, they've been leaking Brooks for the last 4 days. Oh, I heard he's going to be the pick. It's a big thing for Boss Cowboy to actually say publicly that he drunk Kool-Aid. Listen, I do not drink Kool-Aid without first measuring. So, and let's keep it real. With all the bad news we've been seeing, with the lack of free agency, I can honestly say I saw some good things. I saw some real good things. I heard some great common sense. I saw some boldness. I saw, man, let's take a risk. Let's let our nuts hang. Yeah, we sitting there at 24. Barton is sitting here. Morgan is sitting here. Tyler Guyton is sitting here. But hey, man, if you don't take a risk, you can't double up in this draft. Let's let our nuts hang. I'm sick of being called baby nuts. Let me act like I got some real balls. Let me sit up here and finally move down and get the third. Let me show that I know how to trade. Let me fleece a team instead of getting fleeced. Let me fleece Detroit. Oh, man. And Rome had to comment, man. I still need to clip out what Rome said. Rome was just sitting there, and Rome was just sitting there. He was sitting there cool. You know Rome, he cool. He was sitting there cool. He was just sitting there. He said, hey, y'all. You know how Rome is. Rome, he was just sitting there. He said, hey, y'all. Do y'all realize we got 2 picks on that move down? He said, do y'all realize we got Tyler and BB? And I was over here like, we did. Yeah, I agree, Tariq. They had no choice. They did. No, matter of fact, they did have a choice. They did. They had a choice. They could have done what they've done before. They could have stayed put, showed no balls, no courage. They could have did that. They could have sat there and said, we gotta get our guy. Let's go ahead and get our guy. Let's get our, nah. They had 4 people that they love. They moved down 5 spots. That's called taking a risk. That's actually called the gamble. Because it could have been a run on all their guys. That's a possibility. A major possibility. 2 of their guys left. So when they deserve credit, I'm gonna give it to them. I ain't gonna act like, oh, they just could have. Oh, they had to. No, they could have. They could have got scared. Nah, they said, let's take this third. Cause see, all of us played with the simulator. Don't act like, see, we played with the simulator. We played with the move down, where we know we got some things we like. We look at what's available, and we be like, ooh, if I move down, I might miss my guy. And then you hit that button, take the trade, and you see your guys get wiped out. And you say, oh, damn. They did that in real life with real money, with real players. I'm going to give them credit. I'm going to definitely give them credit. And I see growth. I'm just being honest. Some of y'all ain't gonna like this last one, but I'm gonna play it anyway. Then I'm gonna take these super chats and we gonna take some calls. But this last one is gonna aggravate some people. I'm not trying to aggravate you, but because I kind of know, you know, some of the sore spots of the draft. I just, you know, I know it's goes just. I'm not trying to upset you, but this is going to upset some people. Listen.
Morning news. A couple of questions. The second would be for Mike, but the first one's for Jerry or Steven. You mentioned not addressing running back in this draft. Can you talk a little bit more about how that fell and why you chose to, or why you weren't able to address running back, especially on the third day?
You know, I think a lot of times there's always a question mark, will you really, really, really stick to your board? And it just felt like every time the situation was there, you know, for us to make a pick and do the right thing, it wasn't at running back. We had running backs, we'd be thinking, okay, our pick's coming, you know, in 10 picks, 8 picks, 5 picks away. You know, there'd be a run, and then, you know, he might be taken. Or, you know, we obviously had a group of running backs there in that, you know, space where I think there were 75 or 85 players that we had to watch leave the board. And we had a handful of backs that would have been backs that we would have considered, but it just didn't work out. And, you know, at the end of the day, you stay true to what you're about. And you know, at the end of the day, you stay true to what you're about. And at the end of the day, you stay true to what you're about. And at the end of the day, you stay true to what you're about. And, you know, I think the Obviously our corner here, Kalen Carson, he was just a guy that was sitting there, he's kind of just jumping out at you because of the grade we had on him versus the rest of the board. And, you just have to jump on a guy like that. And, that was the right thing for us to do at the time. And, we'll have opportunities throughout to address this running back situation, and feel like we'll get that done. And, it makes a running back's job a lot easier when the guys up front are doing their job. And, it makes a running back's job a lot easier when the guys up front are doing their job. And, it makes a running back's job a lot easier when the guys up front are doing their job. And I think we really helped that situation today in terms of the foundation of our offensive line group. And really helped that situation today in terms of the foundation of our offensive line group are doing their job. And I think we really helped that situation today in terms of the foundation of our offensive line group. And we just feel like, we can address that situation as we go.
And I do know that it's a sore spot. And I respect that. I respect the fans that felt let down because we didn't get a running back. I understand it. But I also understand their logic. I understand their logic. And this year, for the most part, I really feel that they had a good strategy. And when I listen to their strategy, I can't in good faith disagree with it. They clearly said on day one that their aim was to attack the richness of this offensive line depth. They said it on day one before they made the picks. So this was only after they picked Tyler Guyton. So this was the press conference when they made one pick. They said the real key to this is trying to attack where we see the draft as deep. Because once again, they are making an investment in a player for 4 years. One of them potentially 5. And sometimes you can mess up because we need this, and you'll reach for the need, but you passed up on a 4-year player for a 1-year need. If we can get a running back next year, we got a chance. So you go get your running back to try to gamble for 1 year, or you try to go get your receiver because you're trying to go all in for 1 year, but you passed up on the next 3 years. I love the fact that they said we are going to attack where the draft is rich in talent because we're interested in trying to get the best players. We are not interested in taking risk. We've done it. We're cool on that. I'm cool with the second round risk. I'm cool. We've tried it. We've reviewed our return on investment, and we can say that it has not worked. So why are we still running the same goofy second round, take major risk play when you keep striking out? And then all of us sit over here and say, Dallas, take the best player available. But then we scream for the rest of the draft, why did you pass up on a running back? Wait. Hold on. No. So you mean to tell me that we've been begging them, hey man, don't reach. Go with the guy that y'all did the research on, that you believe in. Don't reach. Go get the running back. Wait. Go get the receiver. Wait. Because only one can be true. And I totally believe what he said. Totally. All the way. I believe, yeah, we wanted the running back, but after we made pick 3, we had a big gap. And that's where we had them ranked. See, because I can go to my cheat sheet. I can show y'all. See, this is why I post my stuff before the draft. So you can see I ain't giving y'all that wee-woo. I can show you where I had the running backs. I had 3rd round grades on most of these running backs. I sure did. Some people like, I got 1st round grades. Man, no, not that's you. I didn't. Most of these boys I had 3rd round grades on them. Yep. Yeah. So sometimes people boards are different than yours. Some people like, hey man, I draft him in the 1st. I draft him in the 2nd. No, I draft him in the 3rd. I don't see it like you. And I really didn't. I like Trey Benson. I looked at him a whole lot, but the more I looked at him, I said I see a faster DeMarco Murray. I see a one-cut running back. I kept looking at him. I just didn't see what other people were seeing. I didn't. I'm just being honest. I didn't. I like Jalen Wright over him. I did. I'm just keeping it real. So I do believe that they looked at it and was like, I see better players. Let's get these super chats. Because the most important thing I'm going to tell y'all, in my opinion, that came out from the debate. To me, the most important thing that came out when Okoye, Big Game James, and I was debating. And Okoye said it. When was the last time the Dallas Cowboys had a clear identity? When was the last time they had a clear identity? That's why I was saying, what type of backs has Shotty consistently had on his teams? I'm asking a question. What kind of backs did Shotty consistently have on his teams? Power. How many of those backs was power backs? How many? How many of those, for real? How many of those backs was power backs? For real. Was Jalen Wright a power back?
Oh, hell no.
Trey Benson, a power back.
Oh, hell no.
Blake Corum, a power back.
Oh, hell no.
Braylon Allen, a power back.
Huh. Another one.
Perfect.
Marshawn Love, a power back.
Oh, hell no.
Was Jonathan Brooks a power back?
Oh, hell no.
Well, maybe I can see why they ain't want most of them. And I'm being fair. Am I being fair or am I making it up? You got an OC who showed you his whole career that in his offense, he like power. He like guys that's built like the back from UCLA from last year. What was his name? Y'all remember his name? I can't remember his name. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I can't remember the dude's name. And I keep hearing people throwing around backs like we needed this guy. We needed no. What does your OC want? What's your philosophy of your OC? Why did we start with the trenches? Why did Zeke make sense? Charbonnet, thank you. It was Charbonnet. Yeah, your OC like the Charbonnet types. Go look at the history of Shotty. Just go look at your OC. If you go look at your OC, you should know why they didn't want most of these backs. I'm just keeping it real. And you should understand why Zeke would make sense. You should also understand why Royce Freeman also all of a sudden became an asset. Because guess what? Let's keep it real. I'm finna keep it real with y'all. I don't feel like lying to y'all today. I do not feel like lying. I'm finna tell you the truth. They tried your finesse backs last year. They tried it. And it failed you. All of y'all that was saying, yeah, Pilot can do it. All you got to do is give Pilot the ball. And he gonna be able to give you what Zeke did. Oh, anybody can score 12 touchdowns. All you got to do is give him the ball from the 10-yard line. It's easy. Anybody can do it. Oh, why didn't they do it? So sometimes you say, we messed up. We went with y'all idea. We went with these finesse backs. We went with these sexy backs, and they couldn't get us the points. Oh, we was getting it between the 20s. Oh, that was sexy. That was pretty. But when it was time to score, and that's how you win the game, the team with the most points win. Oh, y'all don't want to tell the truth because we tried y'all finesse ball last year. We tried it. We tried your Pollard experiment. We tried it. Yeah, we saw it. And so I'm supposed to sit here and be begging for more finesse backs just because they fast? Oh, I want a home run. I want a guy that can run 50 yards every 3 games but can't score on the one. Man. I mean, that's why I say, man, do you want me to lie to you, man? Or do you want me to tell you the truth? Oh, anybody. Oh, come on. Zeke, come on. We're not going to miss 1,000 yards. Come on now. We're not going to miss it. We're not going to miss 12 touchdowns. Come on. Anybody can score. Y'all was fussing at the TV like crazy Miami game. Fussing at it. Y'all was fussing at the TV the whole first half of the season. We would get all the way down to the red zone, being a 10-yard line, and them boys could not bring it home. McCarthy was number 1 in 10-play drives. Number 1 for the whole first 7 games. You had nobody that could close it. So I don't want what y'all want. I don't want no more finesse. I want some physical. I'm being honest. I don't want what y'all want. Y'all sit up there and watch the field and you still want more of it. Nah, I don't want it. I want the 12 touchdowns. Because the team with the most points is the one that win the game. Oh, come on, man. Come on, boss. Come on. Get off of that. That was only 84 points on the year. It was only 84 points. Come on. What's 12 times 7? Oh, that's just 84. Anybody can give 84 points. Come on, boss. Come on, man. Yeah. So, I'm just telling you the truth, man. I'm just telling you the truth. Also, I know that piss some of y'all off. I'm gonna be honest. I know that piss y'all off. I do. I get it. I do get passionate. I do, man. I do. I ain't gonna lie. I do. I do. You know, I do. And I know sometimes we disagree on this. I know we do. You know what I'm saying? But I told y'all the whole purpose of me starting this channel is ideas that's gonna move us closer to a championship. And every now and then we go disagree. Just like we saw yesterday. We saw it yesterday. We saw disagreement. It was passionate, but it was disagreement. It was. You know what I'm saying? You know? But sometimes that's the path. You got to go through the fights to get to the answer. And the key is both sides have to be humble. I gotta respect the fact that Big Game James raised a good point when he talked about Pittsburgh and they defense being ranked so low. So he questioned that film, and I had no problem with that. That's a good case. That's a fair case. My counter to that is Big. They was throwing to him that game. They was throwing it. So I'm looking at, we can't just subtract out his ability to catch. I can't just look at the running stats alone like he didn't have some epic passing and some great. His touchdown in that game was him catching. They flared it out to him. So I'm supposed to just subtract that? All the multiple first downs they got that game, throwing it to them. So yeah, I get it. They're ranked low. I get it. But when you look at the film, I see more than them just having running success. So I'm not mad at Zeke. I'm not mad that they passed up on them running backs, because if I'm being honest, and I went through the list with y'all, did it fit what your OC does? I'm gonna ask again. Did most of those backs fit what your OC does?
Oh, hell no.
I say right now, Freeman and Zeke fit better than Deuce and Rico. Oh man, they saying the stream gone. I think that's happening, man. Something going on with YouTube, y'all. That ain't me. Oh yeah, the stream did go. I think I'm going too hard. Yeah. Sorry, y'all. All right. Before I get to these super chats and take a couple of calls, do me a favor. Hit that like for your boy. Hit that like. Yeah. Hit that like. Yeah, man. Before we go to the super chats, man, y'all go ahead and hit that like for your boy. That's what pumped this channel up. That's what's keeping this growth. My boss said YouTube can't handle the truth. And listen, y'all, all the people that hate Zeke, don't unsubscribe. Because I know some of y'all like, F boss. F him. F you, boss. Zeke suck. F you. I'm not gonna pander to y'all, man. I'm sorry, man. I'm not gonna Goldilocks. I'm sorry. So another one of the super chats, my boy say with a $10, He said, who? Mac Jones. Boss, Cowboy, last year I watched the draft with y'all and you was very upset on their needs. This year you called it right on the muscle. It's time to give Boss Cowboy Sports his flowers. Who, Mac Jones? I appreciate that, big dog. I really do. Yeah, man. It was a good year. I had a great year on my predictions. I hit some predictions that's obviously going to be able to be clipped out. You know. Yeah, it was a good year. So then my boy Smoke one for you said Boss Cowboy had Deuce as a threat for 3 years. Yeah. Yeah, and I can't wait to see how they use Deuce. You know, I can't wait to see how they use Deuce. So now this is the fun part, my actual favorite part of the show. I do love this part a lot, and this is the phone calls.
Piling paper got them talking nice to me. Down the bottle, it be going right through me. Brown baby down to take a flight to me. They think that I'm stunting, but it's slight to me. Piling paper got them talking nice to me. Guess that's why the labels want the rights to me. CD on my back and it feel light to me. They think that I'm stunting, but it's slight to me.
All right, man. Y'all get y'all butts up in here and let's start talking. Cause I know I had a lot to say, but it's now time for y'all. But y'all know how I get. If you don't call in the next 10 seconds, y'all know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna end this show quick. You gotta wanna talk to your boy Boss, man. Yeah. So I'm gonna give you 10 seconds to call in. We got the number sitting there. Is the stream going out again? Cause I promise you it's not on my end. See, I'm looking at it. My stream is showing clear. I'm having no disruption at all from my side. I can see it. Every now and then YouTube be tripping, man. It's technology. No technology is ever smooth. That's why y'all gotta be careful when y'all talking about them self-driven cars. If you go out there and you get you a self-driven car, just think about how glitchy technology is, and then think about a car driving you around and the satellite is in control of it. That's kind of like, yeah, that's kind of like very risky. So I got the number right there. Y'all don't see the number? 253-993-3539. Man, YouTube hating on me, on your boy? No, I don't think they hating on me. It's technology, man. It's just what it is. Everything get glitchy every now and then. It's not on me though. This time. Yeah, it's just what it is. So I'm gonna give y'all only 10 more seconds. I'm gonna lock these phones. I'm gonna take this one call that's in here, and I'm gonna get out of here, man. I'm really trying to leave it open for y'all because I see y'all trying to call in, but I see y'all saying y'all trying to call in, but sometimes the stuff don't just work. It's just what it is. So I'm gonna give y'all a countdown. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Countdown is complete. Somebody called in and they just hung up. I'm gonna give you one more just because I see you tried. All right, so 919, I see you came back. So I'm gonna go ahead and lock the phone. I got 2 calls. I gave y'all plenty of time. Somebody gonna say, hey boss, you locked the phones. I'm gonna be like, bruh, I gave 2 countdowns. I ain't giving no more. 903, you live.
Hey, boss.
What's up with it?
This is my first time calling. I just called and say I agree with you. I want to win, man.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Man, appreciate the call, man. Who am I speaking with? Oh, that was a dope call. My boy said, I just want to say I agree with you. I want to win, man. And hung up. That's what I'm talking about. That was dope. Let's go. All right, 919, you live. Nine 1-9. You are live. Nine 1-9. You are live. All right. Now I heard something. I'm gonna try you one more time, man. I think you got me. You muted. 919. You are live. All right. So I don't know what's going on with you, bro. So I'm gonna mute you. I'm gonna open up the phone line one more time.
The conference has been unlocked.
So, we got to at least get one call up in here, man. So we got the call lines open. If you say you go call in, man. I'm gonna give you 5 seconds. 1, 2. There you go. Somebody wanted to call in.
The conference has been locked.
That's what I'm talking about. Somebody got something to say. 860, you live. Is it one of those days? Yeah, you live.
Can't hear you, boss.
It look like it's one of them days, y'all. You live. A60. You live. It's one of them days. Hey, my boy Law always say, man, it's one of them days with Murphy.
Yo, just in case you can hear me, what is it going to take for us to get back to the recipe of success? 20 carries, 10 caught passes out of the backfield, no more than 30 throws total for the quarterback. I'm going to go turn the TV on and listen. Appreciate everything you do. Peace out.
That was a very good bet. See, that dude's smart. I don't know who he was, but he did exactly what you're supposed to do. He assumed he was live and did what he did is he just threw it out there. He said, I'm going to go listen. I think you said it great. I love what you just said. See, because I'm doing a video on that, on what you just talked about. Pitch it to him, throw it to him, whatever you got to do to get them balls touches. I think touches is just as important as just running the ball. So most people go be like, we want 30 carries. Man, no, I want them touches, you know, and I wanted to be creative. Yeah, golf professional. That was a very good one. I wanted to be, yeah, I think you hit it dead on the head. Dead on the head. I think, you know, and that's what I want to see Mike McCarthy do. I want to see Mike McCarthy do that. Now, I'm already knowing that I'm going to put together a film session where I'm going to show what New England was doing. I'm going to show it. And it's very frustrating. Let me just kind of pull out. I ain't going to do it right now because I actually got to cut it up. But I'm going to show you that New England was using Zeke way different than Dallas was using Zeke. And New England was actually doing what the OC and I was saying that the Dallas Cowboys should have been doing 2 years ago. So we did a film breakdown where we called it pitch it to him, throw it to it, run it, right? And we were showing concepts of how the Pittsburgh Steelers was using Bell. Okay. And they was using Bell as a weapon. They was using Bell. They was obviously handing the ball to him, but they was also throwing it to him. And most of his conversion on Dallas, when we played them and when you show film of him playing other people, he was more dangerous when you threw it to him in space. And matter of fact, almost every time Pittsburgh threw it to Bell versus Dallas, he converted a first down almost every time because he made the first guy miss, similar to the Zeke. And on top of that, they didn't want to tackle him in space, similar to Zeke. So your ratio was spot on perfect. Spot on perfect. And it's exactly what I want to see out of Dallas. It's exactly what I want to see out of Dallas. I also want to see, obviously, creative. I want them to be creative with the other guys. But I think we finally have the tools for an identity. You know, like, I think a whole bunch of people. I think a whole lot of people just want it. Hold on real quick. I think a whole lot of people just think any back will do. Any back. Some backs don't do. You know what I mean? If you Schottenheimer and you got a certain style, yeah, it's like, yeah, we tried your way. We tried the Pollard. Y'all told us that he was better than Zeke because his average. That's what you said. Oh, look at Zeke average. He's just clearly better than Zeke. Oh, come on, just look at the average. It's easy. Come on, you guys. Come on, you idiots. Everybody see that Pollard is better. How did it work out? How them points work out? You know? And Pollard was actually good. Pollard was actually very good last year. Pollard was good too. Yeah. I'm just saying though, it wasn't what y'all thought it was gonna be though. So y'all thought he was gonna become RB1 and you thought his average was gonna stay the same. That's what you thought. That's what you thought. Did it stay the same? No, it didn't. And I was telling y'all last year, running back 2 almost always have a better average than running back 1. It almost happens every time. But you used it as a weapon against Zeke, and you was like, Pollard is just so much better than Zeke. Look, his average is so much higher. Like, all right, okay, all right. Let's see what happened when he RB1. Let's see what his December is like, you know? Because a lot of people, they don't factor in situations, right? They'll look at it and say, Zeke done fell off. Look at his average. His average is so bad. Come on, Zeke. You done fell off. Your average at New England is down. You're only averaging 3.5. And then the last 5 games, you averaged 2. Oh my God, he's fell off. He's not what he used to be. But then you got to really look at the situation. When you really look at the situation, you can be like, well, maybe it wasn't just him, man. Maybe. Let me show y'all the real situation. Let me show y'all something that nobody really talked about that's kind of right there in your face. Let me just show you the real quick. I'm going to show y'all the real. This is the real. And it's actually very common sense when you look at it, right? This was Zeke's starting line. This would be Zeke's new starting line.
Run it up. I need the cash pronto. I don't throw interception like Romo.
Cool when they do it. It's a problem when I do it. Bring it real back. He be speaking his mind. That boy with the shit.
What his starting line was? What his starting line will be.
Run it up.
Cool when they do it. It's a problem when I do it.
So I'm gonna try to take one more call, man. I still got somebody. Listen, everything going wrong. You live 919. You live, bro. I it just ain't working today, bro. I'm gonna have to conclude the show. I apologize. I'm sorry, y'all. All the technology was tripping today. It's just like that sometimes, y'all. Sometimes ain't nothing you can do. It's just what it is. I'm sorry. I did my best. It's just what it is. But I will say this. you know, people are used to me sometimes talking about problems that I want to see us fix. And I do, and I will. And it's still some. It's still some. You know, it's still some things that I want us to fix. You know, I'm still concerned about them shoes. I'm still keeping a close eye on the shoes. I honestly don't think we putting enough emphasis on real shoes, and I mean that.
Is it the shoes?
Yeah, it's the shoes, and I don't hear us talking about it enough. And this is a good question. We got us a super chat. My boy said, did this draft save us from a lame duck season? I'll say this. With Dak, you always generally average 10 to 11 wins. So Dak is the major reason why you likely never go really have a lame duck season. I think he's following the trajectory of Russell Wilson when he was at his best, where he was giving you 10 wins every year for a very long time. I think Dak going into year 2 is going to be even better. He going to be the main reason why we going to always have a chance to win at least 10 games regardless of the schedule. We do have a hard schedule, but I will also say this. This to me was a clear BPA draft, like clear. So from this draft, I can see some starters. I can see obviously Cooper being a starter at center, so I can likely pencil that in. You can pencil in for sure Tyler being a starter. You will have rotational reps by your second round guy. You might even develop a starter out of your corner that you got. You might, you know, that's a very real possibility. I think your linebacker are going to play some special teams. But if Clark is faltering, he gonna have a chance, you know. So you could get out of this draft 4 starters. I think you go definitely get 2, but you could get up to 4 if you get lucky, 5. Even some of your undrafted guys might sneak up in there. Your undrafted guys. So at the end of the day, you might even have 5 guys from this draft that might end up starting, which would be a fantastic draft, especially compared to last year. On top of that, you're going to have a whole lot of red shirts that's going to be called upon this year. It's going to be a lot of red shirts that's going to play, and it's going to be some good ones. So you're going to have people like John Stevens and all of them boys. You know, you're going to have Wanye finally fully assume the role. You're going to have Bell in the right place. And keep in mind, we interviewed Malik Hooker last year. And West Coast asked him, he said, hey, who is the guy that we all should be looking out for as a guy that's up and coming? He said, Bell and Izzy. So it's even more red shirts that's not even being named, you know? Like, what about Whedon? You know what I'm saying? It's people that's sitting in the reserve that nobody talking about. But they go step up. And we are going with our all-in plan. Our all-in plan is to bet on them young dudes. That's what it is. So to answer your question with that super chat, bro, yeah, this draft absolutely put us in a great position, especially the major investment into the offensive line. So I say this, man, and I mean this. Good job, Dallas. Good job. I can say this year, because I've been mad at you in the past. But I can say this year, I saw some growth in you. I saw you make some changes. I did. I saw you make some changes. What's up, Rome? Yeah. My boy Rome in the house, man. My boy Rome say, boss, you cooking. Remember, we had a second youngest team in the league. Our window just opened. Exactly. Yep. You know. So I know some people want to hang on to negativity. But listen, I'm giving y'all that measure Kool-Aid. You know, this ain't at all pandering to no freaking Joneses. I never would do that. Never. I would never in my life do that. I speak my mind all the time, and I'ma always be that type.
Bringing real back. He be speaking his mind. That boy with the shit.
You ain't gonna see me pandering to them Joneses. You're not gonna see me pandering to the chat. You're not gonna see me pandering to players. I ain't pandering to nobody. So you can trust me when I say they did good. You can trust me when they say and showed we focused on players that was going to be available. We turned our head to the Wilsons. Good job. You can trust me when I tell you that it was smart to focus on the fundamentals of every team, which is the trenches. Good job. You can trust me when I tell you that they are all in, and it did take some balls to have an angry mob fan who want you to go aggressively into free agency, and you said, nah. Now, do I believe it's smart at DT?
Oh, hell no.
But everywhere else, I'm rocking with you.
Boss Cowboy Sports, where your voice matters.
Love, moving too bossy, we don't tread softly, but not flossy, the streets done taught me, moving too bossy, we don't tread softly, but not flossy, the streets done taught me, I'm just tryna get my nigga paid. We came from Section 8, and I knew I was at since the second grade. Man, I swear my time is coming, cause I'm never late. Came from broken homes and broken dreams to getting paid. Love, dollar bill, listen close, this is not a drill. Cause hungry trying to get a meal. I've been in light, who gon' pay a bill? I've been in action, been in traction, surplus with niggas lacking, shining light but still be blacking, red lights will stop the action, green to go, even when it's slow. Higher heights to balance out the lows. Can't ride the wave cause you ain't got a boat.